Hey everyone, I'm Gutierrez. I'm a news reporter, fill-in host for the Jam TV show here in Chicago. And I just want to take this moment to share a little bit about me, about my journey. Let's kick things off with aspiration. So I come from an immigrant family. Throughout my entire childhood, I heard conversations about getting visas for family members, making sure that our family in Mexico was healthy, was well taken care of. And so that mentality allowed me to see myself as an immigration lawyer, as some type of writer, just so I could express myself. Right? First of all, I didn't even know that broadcast was an option for me, because I told my parents one day just to see what they would say, like, oh, I want to be on TV. And they were like, estás loca. Like, absolutely not. Not because they didn't want me to explore, they didn't want me to be who I was and kind of evolve in that way, but just because they wanted something more structured for me. They wanted something that was very promising, right? And we know in the TV industry, it's kind of like wonky sometimes, where you don't know if you're going to get a job or when. I kind of took this crazy journey. I studied abroad. I had never been outside of my house for more than a week. So I remember getting to Spain, and the first week I was like, what did I do? Time went by, and I got used to the culture there. I got used to the way of life. I was communicating with my parents back and forth, and I wanted to bring that back with me. I knew my time was limited there, but I wanted to bring that back with me, so I started journaling, I started taking videos, I started interviewing people, and that's when I knew. I came back, I switched my major, I was in communication and media, started taking broadcasting, journalism classes at DePaul. I got a job right after college. Back then, South Bend was Market 96. So it was pretty interesting. I was like, hey, it's a job out of college, it's my first experience, I'm gonna be an MMJ, a multimedia journalist. I think I know what that means, but let's do it. An MMJ means you shoot your own video, you find your own interviews, you go live by yourself, you pack the car by yourself, you drive to the location by yourself, you post to the web, you post to your social because you want to build that platform, and then you come back to the station and you do it all over again. So I was pretty much working from my car the entire time, the station's car. So it was a little hard to get used to. In the first few months, like I said, it was tough. I didn't know anyone. I wasn't getting the stories that I thought I would be getting. You know, you find friends, you find coworkers that you relate to, and you guys share stories. You get to know the community a little bit more. You introduce yourself to the community. I mean, we're talking about a whole different comfort zone that was blown out of proportion. You know, and then a year and a half into that, I got the call from Chicago. I mean, I was like, Diosito, thank you so much. This is insane. I worked so hard throughout that period that I was in South Bend, and Chicago was like, hey, we have an opening at this show called The Jam. Do you want to come back home? I learned so much more about me as a journalist and about me as a person and a member of the community here in Chicago than I think I would have ever if I didn't move back home. People who have inspired me or who have helped me become a better me. Gosh, I don't want to name people because I don't want to forget anyone, but I can give you just like groups that completely altered my life. That I cannot not name this group, the National Association of Hispanic Journalists, specifically the Chicago chapter. I mean, wow. Opportunities, experience, networking, I could go on and on and on. And finally, we are going to chat about legacy. My goodness, okay. This is a hard question. Like, what do you hope people say about you? Nothing crazy, I hope, right? Nothing crazy. You know, no, in all honesty, I want to be remembered by the stories that I do, by the stories that I produce. And I'm not saying, you know, in a viral way, because to me that's not necessarily important. I want to be remembered by the people who I interview. I want to be able to build that relationship, have that connection with them so that they know that this is more than reporting. This is opening up an avenue that perhaps other people are experiencing but don't have the ability to open and say, hey, this is happening to me too. I truly care about the community. I truly care about making sure that other people know that I'm relatable. I mean, like, I grew up, I'm now on the southwest side of Chicago, but I had Flamin' Hots and juice for breakfast before heading to my CPS building. So I'm just like you. There's nothing crazy. There's nothing different about me. I just worked really hard, and I had a goal in mind, and I didn't allow myself to stop until I knew that I was going to reach it. Was it easy? Absolutely not. I mean, were there times where I would bawl my eyes out before going to sleep? For sure. I mean, were there times that I decided, hey, I'm going to quit? Yeah, probably, but I remember this saying that my dad would always tell me. He would be like, tiras la toalla o te secas el sudor con ella. So basically he was just saying, like, either you throw away the towel, you quit, whatever, it's a done deal, we're not going to judge you, we're just, you quit, cool. Or you grab that towel and you wipe your sweat and your tears with it. So that stuck with me forever. There's always going to be a first Latina in a position. There's always going to be a first woman of color. There's always going to be a first something, right? But know that it does not have to be the only one. Know that it will not be the only one, because we have a generation full of ambitious, passionate, intelligent people that look like me and you and everyone that can achieve things like that, that can have a seat at the table, that can be part of the circles that perhaps we had never had access to. I'm here for you, and I hope we can build this network together.